Everyone, Road Show Trucker, the good, bad, and ugly is back with you. Just wanted to pop in real quick and say hello. I am currently in Indiana picking up a load and taking it to Ohio. I don't like to, well, you'll never hear on my channel. I don't list customer names. I might tell you what state I'm in and kind of where I'm at, but I just keep that all private. And if any of you guys watched the safety meeting July 4th, it was like 5 minutes long. Steve had did a video talking about it's in the best interest of us YouTubers and Prime not to list details. That don't concern me because I don't list those private details. But anyways, let's move on from that. Things have been going good. Y'all know that I took a week off last week. I had to go get a vehicle that I won at an auction. And that was in Ohio, so I took about 5 days off. And, during that time, the whole time I'm thinking, man, I'm going to be in the hole and this and that. So when I got back, I only had one load in. And because payroll cutoff was a day early, the second load that I could have had in was going to be 12 hours later after payroll cutoff. So all I did was I messaged my fleet manager and asked him if he would please consider putting this trip on this week's payroll. That way I'm not in the negative. And he said, well, he'd sit on it, and he never did get back to me, but he did run it through. So with me being off 5 days and still paying my $1,300 truck payment and all that, and the fuel, I still brought in $200, but $200, it's a positive. So we're back at it. We're back to making money. This week should be a little bit different. I have noticed freight has been down, and what I mean by that is the amounts. It just seems like I've been getting, for a couple weeks now, I've been getting loads that are like 600 miles or less for $1,200. I have not seen a $3,000 load in a long time. So I know the freight is kind of down right now. Some people talk about being in a recession, trucking recession. I don't know what to think about all that quite yet, but we'll see. Everything else is going good. I do have, I like to showcase the good too. And it doesn't matter. Right now, you all know I'm with Prime. I recommend Prime. They have a great training facility. They have helped me out tremendously. So I know it's easy to come on here, and I try not to nitpick or just bring up things that could come off being negative, or maybe even it sounds like I'm picking on Prime, or Prime's this awful company. Guys, it probably doesn't matter what trucking company you're with. You're gonna have issues. There's gonna be things that pop up. But my personal channel is the model is the good, bad, and ugly. So it's my personal venture with Prime or whatnot. I still highly recommend them. They've helped me out a lot. But let's go to the ugly. Here's an ugly story for you, and it really and why I'm bringing it up is because it really, really bothers me. And let me tell you, it's in regards to a service failure. I'm out here, guys. I take pride in what I do. I'm up every day. I'm hustling. I'm out here 7 days a week. And what I don't quite understand, and I'll just get into the story. So I'm on my app the other day. It was June 2nd, I believe. And I was looking up under my pages. Anyways, I come across a service failure from June 12th, and it lists the trip number. And, obviously that got my attention because my fleet manager has never called me. He's never talked to me about it. He's never explained why I got it. I never got to explain. So it bothers me, guys. It really, really, really bothers me. And maybe some of you guys that's been with Prime for a while can comment below or somehow get a hold of me, because I heard it affects pay or something. I'm not too sure about that. I know there's another YouTuber out there that got a service failure last week, and she had said that it was legitly her fault because she overslept and she was late, and that was her first legit service failure, and she's okay with it. It will affect something like 13 weeks of bonuses or pay, or so maybe you guys can explain that to me, because I don't know how it really affects me. But let's get back to the story. So I went back on my DOT clock for June 12th, and I went back to my paperwork. I have a stack of it, and looked up that trip number. And from what I gathered out of it, once again, I don't want to tell you where I was going. It was one of the higher up vendors, and it was going to New Jersey, and I think it was coming out of Florida. So it took me a couple days to get there. Well, I had sent a message over to my fleet manager when I was up and around Washington, because I was stuck in traffic. It was like bumper to bumper, and this is the same day that I'm going to deliver. So there's a reason why I sent that message, because in that message I said this might cause me to be delayed getting to the 90, and nobody, my dispatcher, the on-call dispatcher, the dispatcher might take over when my dispatcher is maybe on lunch, I don't know. No one ever got back to me. So I arrived like 8 minutes late, which ain't bad, me being stuck in traffic. But here's the kicker. I didn't get checked in for another 20 minutes after being 8 minutes late, so that would put me at 28 minutes late, almost a half hour, right? And there's a reason. So when I arrived, there was a line of trucks. I was all the way out in the road. I would estimate that there was maybe 10 trucks ahead of me. And how I know that is because I went back to my messages, and I went back to my DOT clock, because I have a habit of, when I get somewhere, I put arrived at shipper or arrived at receiver. So that's the story. So why nobody has gotten in touch with me in regards to this, it's kind of a shitty move. It almost makes me feel like, we're gonna give him a service failure. He did let us know. He did communicate. I don't know what to think about that. Some things will rub you wrong, And that did rub me wrong. And I have to put it out there because, I talked to about 5 different people that are with Prime, and they know the story, and they don't have an answer for me either. Like, oh, wow, I wonder why your fleet manager never reached out. Well, I don't know either. All I can say is, Prime preaches in the safety meetings, the safety guys preach about having this great relationship with your fleet manager. Matter of fact, we should have their phone numbers. They should be giving us their phone numbers, and we should be dealing with them even on the weekends, or if we have an issue with the weekend dispatcher, blah, 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 blah. I want to have that great relationship. I communicate. I do everything in my power, but I feel that I didn't get a chance to explain, or maybe there's something that I'm not understanding. Maybe it doesn't matter if we're stuck in traffic, and we're late. Maybe it's a policy. If you're late, it's an automatic service failure, no matter what the situation is. I don't know, but I hate to. It's bothering me, guys, and I'm and I'm sitting here like, well, do I mention something? Because I don't want to piss off the fleet manager, right? I don't want to be that guy. I really don't. But I feel that this is bothering me so much. I need to, and it's probably going to happen soon. And in my hopes that it can come off. Maybe they overlooked something, didn't see something, to be like, yeah, you did everything right. You communicated traffic, unforeseen circumstances, blah, 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 blah. I didn't know that I was going to be in bumper-to-bumper traffic. There's nothing I could have done that would have got me there on time. I started my clock right when I got my 10 or 11-hour drive time back. It wasn't like I was fucking off. So I don't know. So that's the ugly story. And I don't like to always showcase ugly stories. I like to showcase the good. There's always good. With good always comes ugly, and then with ugly always comes bad, right? I mean, that's anywhere you go. And just because I mention this, I'm not saying, oh, Prime is this awful company. No, I still highly recommend Prime. I don't want to get my story twisted or to make you guys think, well, he talks about negative things all the time, but he's still recommending people. Yes, I recommend people to Prime. If you ain't got a CDL, come to Prime. They got a great training facility. You'll learn a lot. This is my personal channel. This is my personal experience that I decided that I want to blog. It doesn't matter where I'm at. So let's get that straight. Other than that, like I said, I'm in Indiana right now. I'm gonna pick up, go to Ohio. It don't pay very, very good. It's like, it's like $1.30 a mile. Today is July 6th, and so tomorrow is Monday. This will be delivered tomorrow on Monday, and I'm hoping to get another load in before payroll cutoff because, well, I'm only sitting at 3,000 gross, and everyone knows I got that. My fixed costs are $1,544, and then fuel, I average, it all really depends, but I average anywhere from $900 to $1,200, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less a week in fuel. So if you do the math, if this is the only load I get in before Wednesday payroll cutoff, I won't hardly bring in anything. And that's part of trucking, guys. That's part of it, I think a lot of people think that they're going to come out here and they're going to be rich. They're going to make all this money. All this money. I've been out here for 3 months. I've made $3,000 nets. That ain't what I brought home, because don't forget, you're responsible for taxes. So, all those times that I brought in $3,000 or 3,200 for net, I probably only made 1,500, 1,600 out of that. But once again, I don't know, because I don't know what tax bracket I'm going to be in at the end of the year. And I brought home checks from going home, 200. I've been in the negative and had to play catch up the following week. I brought home $1,500 paychecks. It just all depends. You're not going to come out here and get rich. Don't think that. Now, part of being a business owner, since everything is kept track of, and I know I'm rambling here, when you tell someone, oh yeah, I grossed $200,000 this year, well, that ain't what you brought home. You're gonna bring home probably half of what you make gross, if that. Because we all know, to lease a truck, that's $64,000 a year. So if you made $200,000, you're gonna take that $64,000 off of that, because you don't make that money. You're gonna take your diesel fuel. I've been out 3 months, and I think I'm up to almost $12,000 in diesel fuel. That comes out of your gross. There's other things that come out too. But anywho. The last 2 loads that I've been on this pay period has been kind of slow. So, they've been those under 600 mile loads sitting on for a couple days. So I've been able to take my time getting places, and I've had extra sitting time. And so I got to clean up my truck a little bit. And I still need to do some laundry, which I assume that I will, the trend anyways that's happening is I will probably have lots and lots of time to get caught up on laundry and my sheets and stuff like that. But yeah, that's about it, guys. I just wanted to come in here and say hi and see how everyone's doing. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching this video. Hit that little like button. That tells me how many people actually looked at my video, and it helps me out. And if you are following me at all and you're thinking about coming to Prime, you want to get your CDL, and whatnot. Remember, I'm a lease operator. You can come on with Prime and be a company driver. Anyways, before you even send in an application, jot down my referral code, which is ZNKGDE. It kind of puts your application at the top of the list, I heard. And I know it definitely helps me out. I would really appreciate that, guys. Other than that, I'm gonna pop off, but stay tuned for the next one.